Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Lost Alice, Destined Lovers in Wonderland. We are doing Owen Chester's side story, The Realm of Piracy. We're on part 3 here. So if you haven't watched the other parts, you might want to go back and do that. But I'm hopping right into it here. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Just then, some crewmates adjacent to us butted into our conversation.
Don't you worry, young madam. Our captain wouldn't start a voyage without knowing there's a chance of winning.
Hear, hear. Our captain's the best captain there is.
Yeah. What do you mean by calling me madam?
Well, you are a madam, aren't you?
Depends on what you mean by that exactly.
You gave us snappy orders, and even protected us from the captain's scoldings you did.
We'll follow you wherever you lead us, madam.
Looks like word travels fast on the mess deck. The heroic tale of a gallant young lady whose words inspire pirates to clean their room.
Inspire pirates to clean their room. I pursed my lips a little at Owen's teasing. I wouldn't go so far as to call it a heroic tale now. I think that was sarcasm, Iris.
If you two got time to talk, then you got time to eat. That soup I worked so hard on is gonna get cold.
As we were urged to hurry by Sid, I continued talking with Owen about the pirate life. I broadened my knowledge about this new world as I whiled away my mealtime. Oh, it looks so pretty at night. Phew! All it was left to do after eating was go to bed, but I couldn't fall asleep. I left my room and headed on deck. The wind is so quiet. The salt air that had caught my attention so much when I first awoke in this new world was now becoming more familiar to me. I still know next to nothing about this world, though. If this is a story too, then it has to have an end at some point. I'll give it my all every single day until then. I clenched my fist as I swore this oath to myself. I made it through Wonderland, so there should be no problem. It will all work out. As I continued encouraging myself, I heard footsteps behind me. Owen, is that you? I wonder who it could be. Curious, I turned around to find Owen standing behind me.
I'm not very happy with you leaving your room at all hours of the night like this.
Illuminated by the pale moonlight, I could see a faint smile painted on his face. It looked like he must have been worried about me. Thank you for your concern. I thought I'd take in some fresh air before going back to bed.
I see. Are you feeling any better?
Yes, I've never had a chance to see the ocean at night. It's really breathtaking. I lowered my gaze to the sea. We were surrounded by a pitch-black sheet. There would probably be no hope of rescue if one were to accidentally fall off the ship right now. Walking on deck at night is dangerous. It makes sense that Owen was worried. I'm a little frightened. At night the sea looks about ready to swallow me up. Oh, you're just fishing for it now, aren't you? With that smile on your face.
You're bound to feel that way if you just look at the water. Take a look at the sky, though.
My eyes followed in the direction pointed out by Owen, and... wow! I wondered why I never noticed it before. Above us lay the sprawling starry sky. Not only was there a full moon, but I could clearly see countless twinkling stars. It was both bright and dark, reddish and bluish at the same time. The groups of stars looked just like a scattered mess of precious jewels. It's so beautiful.
This is a special sight, beheld only by those who journey by sea. The stars are absolutely essential to sailors for navigation. It would guide you to the right path when you're lost.
When I'm lost?
Yes, the whole reason you never noticed the stars in the sky was because you had your eyes turned downward the whole time. You were uneasy about this world and worried about the future. This anxiety was dragging your gaze to the ground. However, if you look to the skies, there's hope. I'm here with you as well. Always remember that you're not alone.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me, Owen.
There's nothing to thank me for. I'm just glad I was able to see her smile once more.
With a joyful smile, Owen embraced me warmly. Hey, Owen, have you been helped by the stars before? Of course, both as the Chess King and right now in this tale.
Let's see.
Owen looked up at the sky, eyes still on me, and continued to speak. How was he looking at the sky and still having his eyes on her? Unless he decided to kneel down and look up into her face so he could still see the sky?
Right now, you see, my eyes seem to have been stolen from me by a falling star that's landed right at my side.
You mean... He kept cheerful. However, the expression he showed me then was something different from usual. I sensed that his smile was overflowing with a kind of all-consuming passion that I'd never seen in him before. I felt my face growing warmer.
Regardless, you'll catch an awful chill by staying out here too long. Let us return to our chambers.
Always the perfect gentleman, Owen offered me his hand as he spoke. Yes, thank you. I gently took his hand in mine as I fought back my madly pounding heart.
Good night then, and sweet dreams.
You too. Owen left and I laid on my bed to sleep. I wasn't able to get to sleep at all before, but drowsiness gradually began to overtake me. So much happened to me today. I gave it my all cleaning that room. It's probably only natural for me to feel sleepy right now. It's still the same day? I'm so grateful for what Owen said to me. I'm glad he pointed out the stars above the sea. My slowly fading consciousness was dragged back to reality by a knock at my door. What could that be? Sid this time, maybe? The knocking continued. Who is it? What's the matter? I reluctantly got up and stood next to the door.
I was told to come get you. Sounded important, it did. Come with me.
I don't trust this. The voice on the other side of the door had a feeling of repressed panic about it. Me? Does Owen need me for something? Thinking how odd it was to be summoned by Owen after having just seen him, I opened the door. No! I should have known. Yes, you should have. The crewmate never actually said who sent for me, and I still let him in.
Gotcha!
I like that crewman, ? The man who rushed through the open door stuffed a cloth in my mouth. I put up a flustered resistance, but soon found it difficult to breathe. I couldn't contend with the man's strength, and I was soon wrestled to the floor.
You'd better do what I say if you don't want to get hurt. I heard you're the key to the treasure. You're coming with me.
He's dressed like one of Owen's crew. Is it just a disguise?
What, they actually have a uniform? No, I just gotta meet back with my mates and...
The stranger's once vigorous voice came to a sudden halt.
Is Owen here already?
Aha! You don't miss a step, do you?
Well, well, which dastardly pirate's minion might you be then? It looks like I'll have no shortage of questions to ask you.
A blade was being pressed to the strange man's neck. I tried to shout Owen's name, but the cloth stuffed in my mouth prevented me from doing so. Through my muffled cry, Owen seemed to sense that I wanted to say something.
First, why don't you take your hands off the lady? Shall I remove my blade from your neck?
Tch! Seeming to have lost all hope, the power in the man's body faded away.
Someone to me at once. An enemy pirate has infiltrated our vessel.
The crewman came swiftly upon hearing Owen's cry.
Who are you, some kind of spy?
How dare you spook on the young madam like that? Let's toss him in the brig.
The crewman threatened the stranger and practically dragged him away. Owen and I were left there alone. Comfort me, Owen! That was traumatic.
Are you all right, Iris? You look unhurt, but that must have been quite a fright.
I smiled at Owen haughtily as he looked down at me with a pained expression. I'm okay, thanks to your speedy rescue. Thank you. That sure was fast, though. I was a bit surprised. I muttered to myself about my savior's mysterious speed, and Owen nodded deeply in response.
Indeed, that crewman had an odd way about him. I have been keeping a close eye on things.
Yep, you don't miss a thing.
As one might expect, he was after the treasure. We should question him and find out which group of pirates he belongs to.
It looks like you had everything under control, Owen. Owen watched and studied him from afar, waiting for him to show his true colors. Owen continued as I pondered in admiration of him.
Our enemies may be moving more quickly from now on. We need to take steps to ensure we know how to respond to their next attack as well.
Just like a chess master, Owen was already planning 2 moves ahead, attempting to corner his enemies.
Oh, I'm really liking this story better than the main story, because I like being able to see the strategist nature of his.
First of all, I'd like you to stay in the safest place on the ship.
Your quarters?
You have a place like that? Owen nodded with an extremely serious expression in response to my question.
Why, yes, it's the captain's quarters.
I
can protect you myself if you stay in my room. There's no place safer.
In your room? That means I'll be sleeping with Owen and... I appreciate the gesture, but still...
And don't you suppose that more men will come after you if you're all alone in this room?
Can
Can I have a key to lock it, maybe? Oh no, really, I'd much rather stay in your room.
I believe that man would have thought twice before coming after you if you were in my room.
That's probably true, but...
My loving crew and I cannot afford to lose you. I hope you understand.
I couldn't say anything in objection when you put it like that.
All right then, gather your belongings and come with me to my quarters.
Gladly. I did as Owen said, and obediently followed him to his room.
Ooh, this looks pretty at night.
Thank you for letting me stay here.
You're quite welcome.
I arrived in his quarters once again. What caught my attention most at the prospect of staying there was the comfortably sized bed. It was a one-person bed, but there was plenty of room for two to manage comfortably. Wait, does this mean that we're going to sleep in the same bed? With that thought, I spontaneously froze with nervous embarrassment.
Oh, you slept in the same bed in the castle. That happened right before this chapter was unlocked, so I'm pretty sure that happened before this. Although, yeah, this bed's probably a lot smaller than the one in the castle. But still... Well, anyway, we won't be unlocking Chapter 4 for a little while, I don't think. But it'll be up as soon as I unlock it. So hope to see you there or in some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.